Dominaria Remastered. Where is this product now? How much did that disconnect from Wizards of the Coast hurt the release of this product? Do you think privately Wizards of the Coast is in a boardroom sitting around once in a while going, I wish we didn't screw that up. I want a do-over. I wish I could take it back. And there's just nothing we can do. It's already out there. I think they do that sometimes. Maybe not in the nice words I just used. Maybe it's a little more politically correct, but I think they do it. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel, because I know that's something I would want to do. I'd want to do over. I mean, Dominaria Remastered. When I first heard it was coming out, I was pretty excited internally for some of the cards they could give us. Honestly, I was hoping for Thralls. You guys know how I feel about that. If you've been on the channel more than a hot minute, I was excited. But that 30th anniversary caused such a disconnect with the players that I figured that product was doomed to failure, to fall into the black pit of the abyss, because it is a reprint product, especially that collector box. Not so much the draft, but I really thought the collector boxes were doomed. Then I started to wonder in the last few weeks, I did that video 5 months ago. How are things with that product? We have to wait a while and let things, see if the milk curdled over, or did it continue to flow in a nice even pace? And that's where I went looking. It took a little while. Stores kind of got a little slow getting back to me for obvious reasons, because a lot of that stuff, honestly, it's sitting on the shelf. Okay? Collector boxes have already been on sale already in some places. The draft boxes have been on sale in some places already. Because the money moved on and the hype train passed by the station already, Wizards let it rot. And it really shouldn't be. It wasn't a bad product. Even though it's all reprints, it's the idea of so many of these cards being needed. So then I said, okay, if we have products sitting on the shelves, it's just sitting there, doing nothing, collecting dust, because again, the money moved on. And players don't care anymore about that product. But are the cards selling? How is the singles market for a product like this being received? And that's where things get a little bit interesting. So here's an image. Again, I take this stuff from 401 Games. You can see they've got it in stock. You can see draft boxes on sale right now. You can see the collector boxes, $3.99, right? Everything's in stock. Everything is available, which means it's not hard to find. They got a lot. You check face to face. Yes, their prices are slightly higher. They have lots in stock too. Every store I checked had it in stock, had it sitting on the shelves, and had some in the storeroom. They all expected a better turnout than what they got. Every store received the same information to me. And since they don't know each other, that gives a lot more credibility. I talked to players I knew. I talked to people at some local LGSs. Same thing. Oh yeah, that did come out. Yeah, I think I picked up a Force of Will. Those odd eyes shifting back and forth saying, yeah, I went, no, I didn't really play it. I went to a couple of pre-release, a couple of chaos drafts with some friends, and that was it. And I really think, and I thought at the time, the product would be more in terms of the excitement because it's Dominaria, right? Like you get so excited from the 2018 set that you just expected more. Dominaria United, well received, but remastered. It just didn't have the same hit that I think they were hoping for. And I think it's mainly from the 30th anniversary, the disconnect. The players were so angry, they just rejected it. It was done. But the single sales, the singles are interesting. If you take a look, here's Force of Will, just a basic blanketed edition. Week after week, this product is selling. Okay, I gotta be honest. The singles continue to sell on this product. Time and time again, it gets sales. And this is the funny thing, all the different versions get sales. The full art, the retro art, every version they've got, it has sales. So players are buying the singles in the market. And even with cards like Vampiric Tutor, this thing too, guys, it's selling each and every day. And I went for one of the cheaper versions just to show you guys, but even the more expensive ones are selling. Now, in terms of value of the set had a lot to offer. I mean, Birds of Paradise, all those crazy cards coming back. It was a lot of fun to look at this stuff. But how are they being received further down the road? Are any of these cards being bought? Well, I'll tell you right now, quite a few of these cards did lose value. Cards like Time Stretch lose like 50-60% of their value off of an original printing. But they are selling. Players are picking up the cards as they fell in price. There are players buying play sets all the time, 4 of stuff. that now dropped and lost anywhere from 20 to 60% of value, they are picking it up. But they're not buying the boxes. So that's a good, like, a cautionary tale that Wizards of the Coast should have learned. When they rush this many products out, they cannibalize what players can afford. There's only so much money going around. And when they've got hate on the docket, where the player says, I'm going to eat dinner, I'm going to go get gas in the car, oh yeah, and hate Wizards of the Coast. When that happened, that skews things even worse against you. It was doomed. And I kind of said it was going to be that way. But it doesn't seem to be for the singles. I got to take one back and say, I guess I was wrong, because the singles do continue to sell, but new product is not being opened. It's sitting on the shelves. It's collecting dust. And honestly, the way they've been doing the reprintings, chances are it's going to sit there for a very long time, and that's unfortunate. I think Wizards hasn't learned that lesson yet. I think they will over time, that they've got to manage the equity they have in the secondary market to a higher degree. Yes, they can let some cards fall, but they've got to always keep certain cards at a higher balance to give value to a set. I really like the idea of Lord of the Rings, where they've kind of incorporated new cards into the actual sets, and like they do with Commander Masters for those Commander decks, but they didn't do it for the regular set. I think if they do that more, manage new cards with a mix of the reprints, they'll get better results in the long run. And they didn't do it here, which means the collector boxes are totally stale. Nothing's moving, but stores paid a high price. So they gotta wear that and let it sit on a shelf. Eventually, you might see discounted prices at some point, probably Amazon within the next year. There'll probably be deals, not like a dump, but deals. I agree with Rudy at Alpha Investments. He says they won't really be dumps anymore, because I think that had such a kickback and negativity to it from the majority of the stores that are buying it, that they just, Wizards, they're learning their lesson just at a slower pace than we'd like. Collector boxes do. Draft boxes, I still think there'll be some flavor there in the long run. But I really think it's the singles that are going to kick things off and keep going. With the prices the way they are, and nothing really recovering from the price drops. Whenever these price drops happened, they're kind of simmering there. They haven't really changed the market value at all. They're kind of at the low side. But they are selling, which means players are seeking these cards out and capitalizing on some of the lower prices. The fancier foil versions and stuff have much lower sales, next to zero in some cases, for the Sylvan libraries and stuff. But basic copies at a cheap price, that's got players interested. The guys who can't afford, an old school Sylvan library from Legends for hundreds of dollars can pick these up, can trade in and get them, and that's what we're seeing. So I wanted to make people aware of that section of it, that yeah, I got it wrong. The Moxman got it wrong when it came to everything being doomed, but I guess I wasn't taking into account the amount of players that were looking for some of these reprints. Now, I don't know what happens if they reprint them again too soon. I don't know what will happen if they do Force of Will again, but I don't think they're going to. I think they will slow that pace down a bit. And if they give it to us in Commander Masters, I think they're going to give Mana Drain and Force of Will, they're going to get a break. Vampiric Tutor, the Tutor cards, they just got reprinted. They're not coming around probably for 24 months. Wizards will reprint other cards. They've learned, or are learning, to probably guard their reprint equity a little bit. We may not hear it or see it, but I think they're getting the picture. I think they sit in that ivory tower and they look at the sales volumes, they look at the cards, they talk with the R&D, and they go, yeah, that 30th anniversary just kicked us and we lost a lot of sales. Yeah, you did. Dominaria Remastered, you lost a lot, because the stores told me they have a lot sitting on the shelves. They haven't reordered it at all. Nobody's reordered. It's sitting there. Distribution level, sitting there. Being offered, hey, did you want to pick some of that up? And the store's like, no, I still have some. Oh, that's distribution for you. They want to move it and they can't. So it's stuck wherever it is. But the singles, they're doing pretty good. A lot of the cards are selling, but at that discounted new price. Remember, you only need so many, and that's the problem with sets like this. But as a standalone draft box, that's where this product, especially in the draft box version, where it can go. That's where this product could actually see life 5-10 years from now, when somebody goes, you want to play with some of the greatest cards in Magic? Let's go ahead and get ourselves a draft box. I mean, they didn't give us cards like Banding, but they did give us a lot of fun cards to be able to go back and have that nostalgic feel. And that's pretty cool that they meant them to be this way. So Wizards of the Coast gets kudos for that, but the kick in the teeth they felt, they're probably still going to be feeling that for a very long time, because the effect that had on them is not just now or not just a few sets forward. It alienated a large group of the Magic players out there. I have friends who have never returned. They were high spending players. They've never gone back to any of the products. Not even reserve list. I have some who still collect the reserve listing cards, but there are players who are permanently gone. And Wizards will have casual players who will pick up, but they don't have those long-term players that stick around year after year after year. They need to grow that player base. They need to reestablish dominance in the game, and they haven't got there yet. So with a product like this sitting there, hopefully it's a reminder to them that the players can kick back very hard if Wizards of the Coast doesn't play nicely. Let's hope they've learned their lesson, and don't forget, players of this game can do what they want. They don't have to listen to you. They can choose not to spend money on your products. And now, because of the disconnect that Wizards of the Coast had with their player base, the reminder is now eternal. Dominaria Remastered, those collector boxes, they will sit there for years. And hopefully the guys in the ivory tower up there will look down and remember that mistake. Remember how much they need the players to buy these products and enjoy them and consume them as consumers do. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me on the channel today. Slam some comments down in the comment section. And again, thanks a lot for allowing me to entertain you each and every day with my videos. To all the new subscribers, to all my regular viewers, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons I have on the channel, showing that support each and every month. You guys don't know how much it means to me, but you know what? Because you do it, we get content each and every day. Patrons, you rock. Welcome back to the end of the video. You made it. You know what occurred to me? Totally like out of the blue. Mini Mox came to me and said, you know, it's Guardians of the Galaxy this weekend. I was like, is it really? It's already going to be like, we have May 4th this weekend, like Star Wars Day, but we got Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm actually excited for another. There's been so many movies I've been excited to see. I even enjoyed Mario, although it was a little bit short. The references were crazy. And now I get to go watch the Guardians? Things are just working out today. Guys, have an awesome day. Let's put some boomsticks in the comment section. A little boomstick action. Feeling it. Poor Dominaria Remastered. Collector boxes, man. Slammed.